Hello and welcome to the Sleep Room YouTube channel. Tonight we have a story for you. Are you ready? Then let Rapunzel read this tale for us.
The Khanneshin Inn, a Silk Road bedtime story. You find yourself walking slowly, very slowly, along the ancient Silk Road in the heart of Persia. In the year 1547, the evening sun casts long shadows across the golden sand dunes, and you can feel the warm desert breeze, gentle and soothing, carrying the faint scent of saffron and rose petals from distant gardens. Your feet move softly, softly, along the well-worn path that countless travelers have walked before you. Merchants and scholars, poets and pilgrims, all seeking the same destination, the Khanneshin Inn. Ahead in the distance, you see the welcoming walls of the caravanserai, built from sun-baked mud bricks. The same golden color as the desert sand, the walls rise gently, protectively, like the arms of an old friend. As you approach, you notice the intricate geometric patterns carved into the entrance gate, patterns that have been blessed by centuries of desert winds. Each line and curve follows the ancient Persian tradition, mathematical precision combined with spiritual beauty. The heavy wooden doors, made from precious walnut trees that once grew in the Zagros Mountains, creak open slowly, inviting you inside. The sound echoes softly, like a gentle whisper, welcoming you home. You step through the threshold and immediately feel the cool embrace of the courtyard. The temperature drops several degrees as the thick walls block the last rays of the desert sun, creating a sanctuary, a peaceful refuge from the endless expanse of sand and sky. The courtyard is rectangular, built in the traditional Persian style, with arched galleries running along each side. The arches are pointed, following the architectural wisdom passed down through generations. Each arch frames a small chamber where travelers can rest and dream. In the center of the courtyard, there is a fountain. The water bubbles gently, softly, creating the most soothing sound, like a lullaby sung by the desert itself. The fountain is octagonal, each side representing one of the 8 directions, north and south, east and west, and the 4 corners of the compass. The water comes from a deep well, dug into the earth many years ago. When the caravanserai was first built, the well reaches down into the cool depths, where underground springs flow, carrying the memory of ancient rains. You walk slowly toward the fountain, your footsteps soft on the worn stone tiles. The tiles are made from local clay, fired in kilns that burn tamarisk wood, the same wood that grows in the oases, scattered like emeralds across the desert. As you approach the fountain, you notice the intricate tilework, blue and white ceramics, glazed with techniques learned from Chinese artisans who traveled this same route centuries ago. The patterns flow like water, endless and peaceful, spiraling into infinity. You cup your hands and lift the cool water to your lips. It tastes of minerals, of deep earth, of time itself. The water flows down your throat, refreshing and pure, washing away the dust of your journey. Around the courtyard, you see other travelers. They move slowly, peacefully, like shadows in the growing dusk. Some are merchants from Samarkand, their camels resting in the stables, loaded with precious silk and spices. Others are scholars from Baghdad, carrying scrolls and books, written in Arabic and Persian. Their knowledge is valuable as any material treasure. They speak in quiet voices, sharing wisdom, like the gentle murmur of a stream. An elderly man approaches you. His beard is white as fresh snow, and his eyes hold the wisdom of many journeys. He wears a simple robe, made from wool, dyed with indigo from plants that grow in the northern provinces. "Welcome, traveler," he says, his voice soft and melodious. "I am Hassan, the keeper of this place. I have been here for 40 years, watching the seasons change, welcoming weary souls like yourself." Hassan's hands are weathered, like ancient leather, but gentle and warm. He gestures toward one of the chambers. "Your room is ready." The bed is soft, filled with cotton from the fields of Isfahan. The pillows are stuffed with down from geese that fly over the Caspian Sea. You follow Hassan, your feet moving slowly across the courtyard. The evening stars are beginning to appear, one by one, like tiny lanterns, lighting the way to dreams. The chamber is small, but perfectly proportioned. The walls are thick, built to keep out the heat of day and the cold of night. A small window looks out onto the courtyard, where the fountain continues its gentle song. The bed is simple, but inviting. The frame is made from poplar wood, grown in the river valleys, where the water runs year-round. The mattress is stuffed with wool, from sheep that graze on the mountain slopes. Where the air is thin and pure, Hassan lights a small oil lamp. The flame flickers gently, casting dancing shadows on the walls. The oil is pressed from olives, grown in groves that have existed for centuries, each tree a living link to the past. "Rest now," Hassan says. "Later, when the moon rises, we will gather in the courtyard. There will be tea and stories and the company of fellow travelers. But for now, let your body rest. Let your mind grow quiet." Hassan withdraws, leaving you alone with the gentle sounds of the inn. You can hear the fountain, the soft murmur of voices, the distant sound of camels. Settling for the night, you remove your dusty clothes and wash your hands and face in the basin of cool water. The water is scented with rose petals, floating like tiny boats on the surface. The roses come from the gardens of Shiraz, where poets once walked, composing verses about love and beauty. You lie down on the bed. The cotton is soft against your skin, cool and welcoming. You pull the lightweight blanket over yourself. The blanket is woven from silk, produced by silkworms that feed on mulberry leaves. The silk is so fine, so delicate, it feels like wearing moonbeams. Through the window, you watch the sky deepen, from pale yellow to orange to deep purple. The stars grow brighter, each one a distant sun, lighting other worlds, other dreams. The call to evening prayer echoes softly from the minaret of a distant mosque. The sound is melodic, peaceful, carried on the desert wind, like a gentle reminder of the sacred nature of this moment. You close your eyes and listen to the sounds of the inn, settling into the rhythm of night. The fountain continues its gentle bubbling, like a heartbeat, steady and soothing. The voices in the courtyard grow softer, more distant, as if heard through water. Time passes, slowly, peacefully. You drift in and out of consciousness, like a boat on a calm lake. The boundaries between sleep and waking blur and fade, like watercolors in the rain later. Much later, you hear Hassan's gentle voice, calling from the courtyard, "Come, friends. The moon has risen. It is time for tea and stories." You rise slowly, wrapping yourself in a soft robe made from cashmere, from goats that live in the high mountains, where the snow never melts. The robe is warm, comforting, like an embrace from an old friend. You step out into the courtyard. The moon is full, casting silver light on the fountain, on the tiles, on the faces of the gathered travelers. The light is soft, dreamlike, transforming the ordinary world into something magical. A circle of carpets has been arranged around the fountain. The carpets are hand-woven, each one a masterpiece, created by skilled artisans who learned their craft from their grandmothers. The patterns tell stories of gardens and birds, of flowing water and blooming flowers. You take your place in the circle, sinking down onto the soft wool. The carpet cushions your tired body, like sitting on a cloud. The other travelers gather around, their faces peaceful, relaxed. In the moonlight, Hassan appears, carrying a large brass samovar. The samovar is ancient, passed down through generations. Its surface is polished to a mirror shine, reflecting the moon and stars like a pool of liquid silver. He sets the samovar in the center of the circle and begins to prepare tea. The ritual is slow, methodical, meditative. Each movement has purpose. Each gesture carries meaning, inherited from centuries of tradition. The tea is a blend of black tea from the mountains of Ceylon and green tea from the valleys of China, mixed with cardamom pods and dried mint leaves, grown in the oases, where palm trees provide shade, and water bubbles up from deep springs. Hassan pours the tea into small glass cups. The liquid is golden, steaming, fragrant. The cups are delicate, made from glass blown by master craftsmen in the workshops of Isfahan. Each cup is unique, shaped by breath and fire and human skill. You take a cup, wrapping your fingers around its warmth. The heat spreads through your hands, up your arms, warming your entire body. From the inside out, the tea tastes of earth and sky, of ancient wisdom and simple pleasures. Let me tell you, Hassan begins, his voice soft and rhythmic, about the history of this place. This inn has stood here for over 200 years, built by a merchant named Mirza Ali, who grew wealthy trading in silk and spices. Hassan's words flow like water, gentle and continuous. Mirza Ali was a man of vision. He saw that travelers needed more than just shelter. They needed a place of peace, a sanctuary for the soul. So he built these walls, not just to keep out the desert wind, but to create a haven for weary hearts. The other travelers listen, their faces peaceful. In the moonlight, a merchant from Constantinople nods slowly, remembering his own long journey. A scholar from Cordoba closes his eyes, absorbing the wisdom of the words. The fountain, Hassan continues, was designed by a master engineer who studied the ancient texts of Hero of Alexandria. The water flows in perfect circles, creating negative ions, which calm the mind and promote deep sleep. You sip your tea and feel the warmth spreading through your body. The caffeine is mild, almost non-existent, as the tea has been specially prepared with herbs that promote relaxation, chamomile flowers, dried lavender, and lemon balm, all grown in the monastery gardens in the mountains of Persia. A gentle breeze stirs the air, carrying the scent of jasmine from the climbing vines that grow along the walls. The jasmine blooms only at night, releasing its fragrance like a gift to the darkness. The scent is intoxicating, but soothing like a lullaby for the senses. In the old days, Hassan says, his voice growing even softer, this courtyard would be filled with merchants and their caravans, camels and horses, donkeys and mules, all resting after their long journey. The air would be thick with dust and the sound of many languages. You can almost see it, the bustling activity of centuries past. Merchants in colorful robes, speaking Persian and Arabic, Turkish and Chinese, Mongolian and Hindi, all united by the common language of commerce and curiosity. But now, Hassan continues, the great sea routes have opened. Ships carry goods faster than any caravan. The Silk Road grows quieter year by year. But still, travelers come, seeking something that cannot be found at sea. The fountain continues its gentle song. The water catches the moonlight, creating tiny rainbows that dance and shimmer like captured starlight. The sound is hypnotic, rhythmic, like a mother's heartbeat, heard from inside the womb. They come seeking peace, Hassan says. They come seeking wisdom. They come seeking connection with something larger than themselves, something that cannot be bought or sold or carried in a merchant's pack. You nod slowly, understanding, feeling the truth of his words. In your bones, in your blood, in the quiet spaces between your thoughts. This place is more than an inn. It is a temple dedicated to the ancient art of simply being. A Persian poet, sitting across the circle, begins to recite in a voice soft as silk. The words are in Farsi, but you understand them, not with your mind, but with your heart. The poem speaks of eternal love, of the beloved, who dwells in all things. The rhythm of the poetry mingles with the sound of the fountain, creating a symphony of water and words, of meaning and music. The verses flow like a river, carrying you downstream, toward the ocean of sleep. Another traveler, a merchant from the lands beyond the Oxus, shares a story about a city made of gold, where the streets are paved with precious stones and the fountains flow with liquid light. But his voice is dreamy, distant, as if he is not quite sure whether he dreamed it or lived it. The moon climbs higher in the star-filled sky, casting deeper shadows in the corners of the courtyard. The shadows are not dark, but soft, like velvet curtains drawn across the world. To promote peaceful dreams, Hassan refills your cup. The tea is cooler now, but still fragrant, still comforting. The warmth spreads through your chest, like a gentle fire, burning away the tensions of your long journey, leaving only peace and contentment. The stars, Hassan says, looking up at the vast sky, have guided travelers for thousands of years, long before maps were drawn, before compasses were invented. The stars were our guides, our companions, our teachers. He points to a constellation directly overhead. That is Cassiopeia, the queen. She sits on her throne, night after night, watching over travelers like a mother watching over her children. The stars seem to pulse gently, like slow breathing or the beating of a great heart. The light from each star has traveled for years, decades, centuries, to reach your eyes at this very moment, making you part of a story that began before recorded time. And there, Hassan continues, pointing to another group of stars, is Ursa Major, the Great Bear. In China, they call it the Northern Dipper. In India, it is the seven sages, seven wise men, who guide souls on their journey home. The teacup grows heavy in your hands. Your eyelids begin to feel pleasantly weighted, like silk curtains, gently falling. The voices around the circle grow softer, more distant, as if heard through layers of cotton. A scholar from Cairo begins to speak about the ancient library of Alexandria, where all the world's knowledge was once gathered. But his words blend together, like water flowing into water, meaning dissolving into pure sound. The fountain seems to grow louder, or perhaps you are simply becoming more aware of its gentle music. The water falls in perfect drops, each one catching the moonlight, each one a tiny prayer offered to the night. Your breathing slows, deepens, matching the rhythm of the fountain, of the soft voices, of the ancient peace that pervades this place. Your chest rises and falls like gentle waves lapping at a distant shore. The Sufi mystics, Hassan says, his voice now barely a whisper, taught that the soul is like a bird trapped in a cage. But here, in places like this, the cage door opens and the bird remembers how to fly. The words float around you like flower petals on a gentle breeze. Their meaning is less important than their music, the rhythm of syllables, the melody of meaning, dissolving into the larger song of the night itself. One by one, the travelers begin to retire, rising slowly like swimmers. Emerging from deep water, they move in silence or whisper soft good nights, their voices blending with the sound of the fountain and the gentle desert wind. You remain seated for a few moments longer, unwilling to break the spell of this perfect moment. The moon continues its journey across the star-filled sky. The fountain continues its ancient song. The night air carries the scent of jasmine and roses, of frankincense and myrrh. Hassan approaches, his movements slow and graceful, like a dancer performing a sacred ritual. "Come, my friend," he says, "your bed awaits. Dream of silk and starlight, of cool water and warm friendship, of the endless road that leads always home." You rise slowly, your legs feeling heavy, as if you have been sitting for hours or perhaps years. The carpet beneath your feet is soft and yielding, like walking on clouds or on the surface of a still lake. You follow Hassan across the courtyard, past the fountain, which continues its gentle bubbling like a lullaby, sung by the earth itself. The sound follows you, even as you move away, becoming part of your heartbeat, part of your breath. Your chamber welcomes you, like an old friend. The oil lamp burns low, casting gentle shadows on the walls. The shadows dance slowly, hypnotically, like leaves rustling in a gentle breeze. Hassan pauses at the door. "Sleep deeply," he says. "Tomorrow, the road continues. But tonight, let your soul rest in the peace of this place, in the knowledge that you are exactly where you need to be." He withdraws, leaving you alone with the gentle sounds of the inn, settling into the deep quiet of the desert night. You can hear the fountain faintly through the walls and the soft murmur of wine through the date palms that grow near the well. You remove your robe and slip beneath the silk blanket. The fabric is cool against your skin, smooth and comforting, like being wrapped in moonbeams or in the wings of a gentle bird. The bed is soft, perfectly shaped to cradle your tired body. The mattress has been stuffed with cotton and wool and herbs that promote sleep, lavender and chamomile, valerian and lemon balm, all grown in the monastery gardens, where monks tend them with prayer and patience. You lie still, listening to the sounds of the inn, growing quieter as the night deepens. The fountain continues its gentle song, but more distantly now, like a memory of water, like the echo of an ancient prayer. Your breathing slows and deepens. Your heartbeat becomes more regular, more peaceful. The tensions in your muscles begin to release, like knots slowly untying themselves, leaving you feeling weightless, floating, free. The pillow cradles your head perfectly, It is stuffed with down, from geese that fly over the Caspians, each feather carrying the memory of wind and sky and endless journeys across the face of the earth. Through the small window, you can see the moon continuing its ancient journey across the star-filled sky. The moonlight streams through the opening, creating a silver path across the floor, leading from your bed to the infinite darkness beyond. The stars seem to pulse gently, like slow breathing, each one a distant sun, lighting other worlds, other dreams. The light has traveled for centuries to reach your eyes at this moment, making you part of a story that began before time itself. Your eyelids grow heavy, pleasantly heavy, like silk curtains gently falling. The boundaries between waking and sleeping begin to blur, like watercolors in the rain. Reality becomes softer, more fluid, more dreamlike. The sound of the fountain grows more distant, but more musical, as if you are hearing it, not with your ears, but with your soul. The water seems to be speaking in an ancient language, older than words, older than thought. You feel yourself beginning to float, like a leaf on a gentle stream. The bed beneath you seems to rock slightly, like a boat on a calm lake. The motion is soothing, rhythmic, like being rocked in a mother's arms. The silk blanket feels lighter and lighter until it seems to be made of air or starlight or the breath of sleeping angels. It covers you without weight, warming you without heat, protecting you without barriers. Your thoughts begin to slow and scatter like seeds on a gentle wind. Each thought becomes less important, less urgent, until they are simply whispers in the darkness, echoes of the day, fading into silence. The jasmine scent grows stronger, more intoxicating, as if the night itself is breathing slowly, deeply. The fragrance seems to carry you on invisible wings toward the realm of dreams and visions. You feel yourself sinking deeper into the soft mattress, or perhaps the mattress is rising to meet you like water, welcoming a tired swimmer. The sensation is one of complete support, complete acceptance, complete peace. The moonlight on the floor seems to pulse gently like a heartbeat, or like waves lapping at a distant shore. The light is alive, breathing, connecting you to the cosmos, to the eternal dance of celestial bodies. Your breathing becomes so slow, so deep, that you can feel the air flowing through your entire body, cleansing, purifying, carrying away all the dust of your journey, all the worries of the road ahead. The fountain's song becomes part of your heartbeat, part of your breath, part of the slow rhythm of your descending into the realm of deep sleep. The water seems to be flowing, not just in the courtyard, but through your veins, through your dreams. You feel yourself becoming lighter, more ethereal, as if you are made of moonlight and starshine and the gentle breath of the desert wind. Your body seems to dissolve into the night itself, becoming one with the infinite darkness. The silk blanket no longer has any weight at all. It is simply a suggestion of warmth, a whisper of comfort, like being wrapped in the wings of a benevolent spirit who watches over all travelers, all dreamers. The sounds of the inn fade into the larger symphony of the night, the fountain, the wind, the distant call of a night bird, all blending together into one continuous, eternal song that has been playing since the beginning of time. Your thoughts become like clouds, forming and dissolving, without effort, without attachment, each one a gift to the darkness, a offering to the night before it fades into the deeper silence that lies beneath all sound. The pillow cradles your head like a cloud holding the moon. The down feathers seem to adjust to the perfect shape, the perfect support, as if they know exactly what you need to slip into the deepest sleep. You feel yourself floating now, definitely floating like a star in the vast sky. The bed has disappeared. The room has disappeared. There is only you and the infinite darkness and the gentle rocking of the cosmos itself. The jasmine scent becomes your breath. The moonlight becomes your skin. The fountain song becomes your heartbeat. You are no longer a separate being, but part of the great, ongoing dream of the universe. Your eyelids are now so heavy, so perfectly heavy, that keeping them open would require more effort than you possess. They fall like curtains at the end of a long performance, bringing darkness, bringing peace, bringing the sweet relief of surrender. The last thing you are aware of is the gentle sound of the fountain, now so distant, so soft, that it might be your own pulse, or the breathing of the earth itself, or the whisper of eternity calling you home. And then, even that sound fades away into the vast silence that underlies all existence. The silence that is not empty, but full of infinite possibility, of infinite peace, of infinite love. Your breathing becomes so slow, so deep, that the spaces between breaths seem to last for hours, or perhaps for years. Each breath, a journey into the heart of the mystery. Each exhale, a letting go of everything that is not essential. The moonlight through the window seems to be moving very slowly, like honey, or like time itself, flowing in thick streams across the floor, across your closed eyelids, across the landscape of your dreams. You are aware, without being aware, of the silk blanket adjusting itself to your body, like water taking the shape of its container. The silk seems alive, breathing. With your breathing dreaming. With your dreaming, the fountain in the courtyard continues its ancient song. But now, it is the soundtrack to your dreams, the water falling drop by drop, marking time, not with urgency, but with infinite patience, infinite grace. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the soft padding of Hassan's feet as he makes his final rounds, checking on his guests, ensuring that all is well, that all are safe, that all are sliding gently into the arms of peaceful sleep. The stars outside your window seem to be singing a lullaby in frequencies too deep for human ears, but perfectly audible to the soul. Each star, a note in the cosmic symphony that plays throughout the night, throughout eternity. Your body feels as though it is made of silk, of moonlight, of the gentle breath of sleeping flowers. There is no tension, no discomfort, no sense of physical boundaries. You are simply consciousness, floating in an ocean of infinite peace. The bed seems to be rocking very gently, like a boat on a calm sea. The motion is so subtle, so soothing, that you are not sure if it is real or if it is simply the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Translated into movement, time becomes meaningless. There is no past, no future, only this eternal now, this perfect moment of complete surrender to the natural process of falling asleep, of letting go, of dissolving into the mystery. The jasmine scent seems to be carrying you on invisible currents toward a garden where all the flowers in the world are blooming simultaneously in perfect harmony. The fragrance is your vehicle, your magic carpet, your pathway to dreams. You feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper through layers of consciousness, like a pearl dropping through clear water. Each layer more peaceful, more welcoming than the last, until you reach the very bottom of awareness. The fountain song becomes your lullaby. The moonlight becomes your blanket. The gentle desert wind becomes your breath. You are no longer a traveler at an inn. You are simply a soul at rest in the embrace of the infinite. Your dreams begin to form like morning mist over a lake, soft, ethereal, beautiful. You dream of silk flowing like water, of spices fragrant as prayers, of endless roads leading always toward home. In your dreams, you are flying over the great desert, seeing the caravan routes like silver threads connecting distant cities. You see the oases like emeralds scattered across the golden sand, each one a sanctuary, a place of peace. You dream of the great library of Baghdad, where scholars from all over the world gather to share their knowledge, their wisdom, their insights into the nature of existence. The books whisper to you as you pass, sharing their secrets, their stories. You dream of the silk weavers of China, their fingers moving like dancers, creating fabric so fine, so delicate, that it seems to be made of captured rainbows. The silk tells the story of the silkworms who gave their lives to create beauty. You dream of the spice merchants of India, their shops filled with fragrances that speak of distant lands, of monsoon rains, of mountain peaks covered in snow, each spice a poem written in the language of the earth itself. You dream of the pearl divers of the Persian Gulf, diving deep into the blue water, seeking treasures hidden in the shells of sleeping oysters. The pearls glow with inner light, like captured stars, like crystallized moonbeams. You dream of the carpet weavers of Persia, their looms singing ancient songs as they work, creating patterns that tell stories of gardens and birds, of flowing water and blooming flowers. Each carpet a prayer woven into wool. You dream of the poets of Shiraz, walking in rose gardens, composing verses about love and beauty and the longing of the human heart for union with the divine. Their words float on the air like flower petals, like butterflies. You dream of the astronomers of Isfahan, studying the stars, mapping the heavens, seeking to understand the great dance of celestial bodies. The stars speak to them in mathematical languages, revealing the secrets of the cosmos. You dream of the philosophers of Cordoba, debating questions that have no answers, except in the silence between thoughts, in the space where wisdom is born, where understanding blooms like a flower. In the desert, you dream of the mystics of Kenya, spinning in circles until they become one with the music, one with the movement, one with the divine breath that animates all existence. Their spinning is a prayer, a meditation, a doorway to the infinite. And through all these dreams, the fountain continues its song. The water falls, drop by drop, marking time, not with urgency, but with infinite patience, infinite grace, like the breath of the earth itself, slow and deep and eternal. The moonlight continues its journey across the sky, across your dreams, connecting you to all the other dreamers in all the other caravanserais scattered across the vast desert of existence. You are part of a great, ongoing dream, the dream of humanity, seeking, always seeking something beyond the material world, something that cannot be bought or sold or carried in a merchant's pack. Your breathing becomes so slow, so deep, that it seems to match the rhythm of the planets in their orbits. The breath of the cosmos flowing through you, connecting you to the source of all existence. The silk blanket adjusts itself one final time to your body, like a lover's embrace, like a mother's touch, like the wings of a guardian angel who watches over all travelers, all dreamers, all seekers. The pillow cradles your head with infinite tenderness. The down feathers seem to know exactly how to support you, how to comfort you, how to help you slip into the deepest, most peaceful sleep. And now, even the fountain seems to be growing quiet, not because it has stopped, but because you are moving so deeply into sleep that sounds from the waking world can no longer reach you. You are floating in the ocean of dreams, where all is possible, where all is peaceful, where all is one. The waves rock you gently like a baby, in a cradle like a star. In the vast sky, the jasmine scent becomes part of your being. You are made of fragrance of moonlight, of the gentle breath of sleeping flowers. You are no longer a separate self, but part of the great, ongoing dream of existence. Your thoughts have completely dissolved into the silence that underlies all existence, the silence that is not empty, but full of infinite possibility, of infinite peace, of infinite love. The last sensation you are aware of is the gentle, almost imperceptible, rocking motion of the bed. Like a boat on a calm sea, the motion carries you deeper and deeper into the realm of peaceful sleep, and then even that fades away into the vast ocean of unconsciousness, where all is rest, where all is peace, where all is one with the infinite, mysterious, benevolent presence that watches over all travelers on the great journey of existence. Your eyelids are now completely at rest, heavy and peaceful, like silk curtains drawn across the windows of consciousness. The darkness behind your eyes is not empty, but full of infinite possibility. The night breeze passes through the jasmine vines and through the courtyard and through your dreams, carrying with it the scent of all the flowers that have ever bloomed in all the gardens of the world, and the fountain continues its ancient song drop by drop, marking time, not with urgency, but with infinite patience, infinite grace. The water falls and falls like tears of joy, like prayers made manifest, like the breath of eternity. You sleep deeply, peacefully, dreamlessly at first, and then with dreams so beautiful, so serene, that they seem to be memories of paradise, of the garden, where all souls originated, and to which all souls will return. The stars outside your window continue their eternal dance across the sky, each one a distant sun lighting other worlds, other dreams. The light has traveled for centuries to reach you at this moment, making you part of a story that began before time itself. The moon continues its journey across the star-filled sky, casting silver light on the courtyard, on the fountain, on the sleeping forms of all the travelers who have found sanctuary in this place. Upon completes his rounds and retires to his own chamber, where he will dream of all the travelers he has welcomed over the years, all the stories he has heard, all the wisdom he has shared. His sleep is the sleep of the righteous, deep and peaceful and blessed. The other travelers sleep soundly in their chambers. Their dreams mingle in the night air, creating a tapestry of shared consciousness of collective peace. Each one a thread in the great weaving of human experience. The camels in the stables rest quietly, their breathing slow and deep, like the rhythm of the desert itself. They dream of green oases, of cool water, of the endless journey across the face of the earth. The jasmine vines release their fragrance into the night air, like offerings to the darkness, like prayers made manifest. The flowers open their petals wider in the cool night air, sharing their essence with all who breathe the sacred atmosphere of this place. The fountain continues its eternal song. The water rises and falls in perfect rhythm, like the breathing of the earth itself. Each drop carries the memory of rain that fell on distant mountains, of snow that melted in spring sunshine, of streams that flowed through hidden valleys. In your dreams, you feel yourself becoming part of this ancient rhythm. Your heartbeat synchronizes with the fountain's song. Your breath flows in harmony with the gentle wind that stirs the jasmine vines. You are no longer a separate being, but part of the great, ongoing symphony of existence. The silk blanket seems to breathe with your breathing, rising and falling like gentle waves on a moonlit sea. The fabric is so fine, so delicate, that it feels like wearing captured starlight, like being wrapped in the dreams of silkworms who spun their cocoons in mulberry groves beside flowing rivers. Your dreams deepen and expand like ripples on a still pond. You dream of the great Silk Road stretching across continents, connecting east and west like a golden thread, weaving together the tapestry of human civilization. In your dreams, you see the merchants of Venice loading their ships with precious goods from distant lands, silk and spices, pearls and perfumes, each item carrying the story of its origin, the hands that created it, the journey it has taken to reach its destination. You dream of the scholars of Baghdad, translating ancient texts from Greek into Arabic, preserving the wisdom of the ages for future generations. Their work is a sacred duty, a gift to humanity. Each translation, a bridge between cultures, between centuries. You dream of the artists of Samarkand creating miniature paintings so detailed, so delicate, that they seem to contain entire worlds, each brushstroke, a prayer, each color, a meditation on the beauty that exists in the smallest details of existence. You dream of the musicians of Cordoba playing instruments that sing of longing and love and the eternal quest for union with the divine. Their melodies float on the night air like incense, like the breath of angels. The night grows deeper and quieter. The last sounds of the waking world fade away into the vast silence that underlies all existence. Even the fountain seems to grow more distant, as if you are moving away from the physical world into the realm of pure consciousness. Your breathing becomes so slow, so deep, that the spaces between breaths seem to last for eternities. Each breath, a complete journey into the heart of the mystery. Each exhale, a letting go of everything that is not essential. The moonlight streaming through your window seems to be moving in slow motion, like honey, or like time itself flowing in thick streams across the floor, across your closed eyelids, across the landscape of your dreams. In this deep state of sleep, you become aware of the presence of all the travelers who have ever stayed at this inn. Their spirits seem to linger in the very walls, in the ancient stones, in the gentle air that circulates through the courtyard. You sense the presence of merchants from centuries past who carried silk and jade from the workshops of China. Their dreams mingle with yours, sharing stories of distant lands, of exotic treasures, of the endless human desire to explore, to discover, to connect. You feel the presence of scholars who debated philosophy and theology under these same stars. Their wisdom seems to float in the air like invisible golden threads, connecting all seekers across the centuries in a web of shared understanding. The jasmine scent grows even more intoxicating, as if the flowers are releasing their most precious essence into the night air. The fragrance seems to carry the memory of all the gardens that have ever existed, all the flowers that have ever bloomed in service to beauty. Your dreams become more vivid, more luminous, as if you are viewing them through colored glass or through the surface of a perfectly still lake. Everything is suffused with golden light, with infinite peace, with the sense of being completely at home. You dream of oases scattered across the great desert, like emeralds set in gold. each oasis, a miracle of water and shade and life persisting in the midst of endless sand and stone. The palm trees whisper ancient secrets in the language of the wind. You dream of the great caravans of the past, hundreds of camels loaded with precious goods, moving across the desert in single file, like a river of commerce and culture, flowing between the great cities of the world, each caravan a story of human courage and determination. You dream of the craftsmen of Isfahan, creating carpets of such beauty that they seem to contain entire universes, each knot tied with infinite care, each pattern a meditation on the sacred geometry that underlies all creation. The fountain in the courtyard continues its ancient song, but now it seems to be singing in harmony with fountains in other caravanserais. Across the desert, across the world, all water sing the same song of return to the source. Your body feels completely at rest, every muscle relaxed, every bone supported by the perfect combination of silk and cotton and down and herbs that make up your bed. You are floating in a sea of comfort, of perfect support. The pillow cradles your head with such tenderness that it seems to be made of concentrated love. The down feathers adjust continuously to the shape of your head, as if they are alive and caring for your comfort. With infinite attention, time becomes even more meaningless. There is no past, no future, only this eternal now, this perfect moment of complete surrender to the natural process of healing. Sleep. The boundaries between sleeping and waking dissolve completely. The stars outside your window seem to be pulsing in rhythm with your heartbeat, each star a note in the cosmic symphony that plays throughout the night, throughout eternity. The music is so beautiful, so perfect, that it brings tears to your closed eyes. You become aware of the presence of Hasif moving quietly through the injecting on his guests one final time. His footsteps are so soft, so careful, that they seem to be made of moonlight, of whispered prayers. Hassan pauses outside your door, and you sense his gentle presence, like a blessing, like a guardian angel, watching over your sleep. His thoughts are of peace and protection, and the sacred duty of hospitality that he has inherited from his ancestors. The night air grows cooler and fresher, as if the desert is breathing deeply in its sleep. The coolness flows through your window like a gentle stream, carrying away the last vestiges of the day's heat and dust. Your dreams expand to encompass the entire Silk Road. You see it from above like a golden thread, connecting east and west, north and south, weaving together the great tapestry of human civilization. Each city of Ulsan strung on this ancient necklace. You dream of the great bazaar of Istanbul, where merchants from every corner of the world thither to trade in goods and stories and dreams. The air is thick with the scent of spices and incense and the excitement of commerce. You dream of the workshops of Damascus, where craftsmen create steel so sharp that it seems to be made of crystallized moonlight, each blade a work of art, a meditation on the balance between strength and beauty. You dream of the libraries of Cordoba, where scholars from Christian and Muslim and Jewish traditions work side by side, translating, preserving, creating a synthesis of human knowledge that transcends religious boundaries. The fountain seems to be growing quieter, not because it has stopped, but because you are moving so deeply into sleep that the physical world can no longer reach you with its sounds and sensations. You are floating in the ocean of pure consciousness, where all is possible, where all is peaceful, where all is one. The waves of this inner sea rock you gently like a baby in a cradle. The jasmine scent becomes part of your very being. You are made of fragrance of moonlight, of the gentle breath of sleeping flowers. You are no longer a separate self, but part of the great ongoing dream of existence. Your thoughts have completely dissolved into the silence that underlies all existence, the silence that is not empty, but full of infinite possibility, of infinite pieces, of infinite love. The silk blanket adjusts itself one more time to your body, like a lover's embrace, like a mother's touch, like the wings of a guardian angel who watches over all travelers, all dreamers, all thinkers. The bed seems to be dissolving beneath you, or perhaps you are dissolving into it. The boundaries between your body and the soft materials that support it fade away. You are simply consciousness floating in an ocean of comfort. The moonlight continues its journey across the sky, across your dreams, connecting all with other dreamers and all with other caravanserais scattered across the vast desert of existence. You are part of a great ongoing dream, the dream of humanity. All things beyond the material world, something that cannot be bought or sold or carried. In merchants, your breathing becomes so slow, so deep, that it seems to match the rhythm of the planets in their orbits, the breath of the cosmos flowing through connected to the source of all existence. And now, even the fountains to be grown to it, not because it has stopped, but because you are moving so deeply into sleep that sounds from the waking world can no longer reach you. You are floating in the ocean of dreams, where all is possible, where all is peaceful, where all is one. The waves rock you gently like a baby in a cradle, like a star in the vast sky. The jasmine scent becomes part of your being. You are made of fragrance of moonlight, of the gentle breath of sleeping flowers. You are no longer a separate self, but part of the great ongoing dream of existence. Your thoughts have completely dissolved into the silence that underlies all existence, the silence that is not empty, but full of infinite possibility, of infinite peace, of infinite love. The last sensation you are aware of is the gentle, almost imperceptible rocking motion of the bed, like a boat on Kumsi. The motion carries you deeper and deeper into the realm of peaceful sleep, and then even that fades away into the vast ocean of unconsciousness, where all is rest, where all is peace, where all is one with the infinite, mysterious, benevolent presence that watches over all travelers on the great journey of existence. Your eyelids are now completely at rest, heavy and peaceful, like silk curtains drawn across the windows of consciousness. The darkness behind your eyes is not empty, but full of infinite possibility. The night breeze passes through the jasmine vines and through the courtyard and through your dreams, carrying with the scent of all the flowers that have ever bloomed in all the gardens of the world. And the fountain continues its ancient drop by drop marking time, not with urgency, but with infinite patience, infinite grace. The water falls and falls like tears of joy, like prayers made manifest, like the breath of eternity. You sleep deeply, peacefully at first, dreamlessly, and then with dreams so beautiful, so serene, that they seem to be memories of paradise, of the garden, where all souls originated, and to which all souls will return. The stars outside your window, their eternal dance across the sky, each one a distant sun lighting other worlds, other dreams. The light has traveled for centuries to reach you at this moment, making you part of a story that began before time itself. The moon continues its journey across the star-filled the silver light, on the footed, on the fountain, on the sleeping forms of all the travelers who have found sanctuary in this place of sleeps soundly in his timber, his dreams filled with memories of all the travelers he has welcomed over the years. His sleep is this sleep of the righteous, deep, and peaceful, and blessed. The other travelers sleep soundly in their timbers. Their dreams mingle in the night air, creating a tapestry of shared consciousness of collective peace. Each one is a thread in the great weaving of human experience. The camels in the stables rest fully, their breathing slow and deep, like the rhythm of the desert itself. They dream of green oases, of cool water, of the endless journey across the face of the earth. The jasmines continue to release their fragrance into the night air like offerings to the darkness, like prayers made manifest. The flowers know their purpose to bring beauty and peace to all who breathe their essence. The fountain water, the moonlight, creating tiny rainbows that dance and shimmer like captured starlight. Each drop contains the memory of its journey from clouds through into streams to all the fountain, a complete cycle of giving and receiving. Your dreams now encompass the entire universe. Use yourself as a particle of consciousness traveling through infinite space, connecting with other particles, other dreamers, in an endless web of love. You dream of the great cosmic dance, where galaxies spiral slowly through the void, where stars are born and die in cycles of creation and destruction, where planets orbit their suns in perfect harmony with the music of the spheres. You dream of the first humans who looked up at the stars and wondered about their place in the universe, who created stories to explain the mysteries they saw, who built the first roads and bridges to connect with their fellow beings. You dream of the ancient wisdom that flows like river through all cultures, all religions, all philosophies, the same truths expressed in different languages, in different symbols, but always pointing toward the same ultimate reality. The night grows even deeper and quieter. The boundary between your individual consciousness and the universal consciousness dissolves completely. You are no longer a separate being, but part of the great ocean of existence. Your breathing becomes so subtle that it seems to stop altogether. You are breathing with the breath of the universe in perfect synchronization with the rhythm of creation itself. the silk blanket seems to merge with your skin. You can no longer tell where your body ends and the blanket begins. You are wearing the very fabric of reality, from starlight and dreams, the pillow cradles not just your head, but your entire being. You are resting in the arms of the Mother who has been waiting for come home to this place of perfect phase to exist. There is the past, the future, present. There is only the eternal, the moment that contains all moments, the silence that contains all the sounds, the stillness that contains all the movement. The fountain continues its song, but now it is the heartbeat of the universe, the rhythm that all things in the of life itself flowing through all existence. You are floating the very sort of place where all journeys begin, and then a oasis at the center of the infinite desert of existence, where all travelers eventually the rest the jasmine scent. Now the very different fragrance of paradise, the perfume of the essence of first love manifested, the most delicate from your dreams merge with the dreams of all thing. You are dreaming the dream of the universe itself, a dream of infinite creativity, infinite possibility, infinite love expressing in itself in countless forms. You dream that you are a droplet of water in the fountain rising and falling in perfect rhythm, always returning to the earth to liberate from the whole you dream that you are a single thread, the great serpent of existence, woven together with all other threads to create pattern of such beauty that takes the breath away. You dream that you are of sun in the infinite desert, small and insignificant, yet essential. The whole, each grain unique, fifth grain sacred, fifth grain part of the great landscape of being. You dream that you are a star in the vast sun or flight across the darkness, connecting with other stars in constellations of meaning patterns of purpose that tell the story of existence. And then all these dreams are always coming home, always returning source, always finding a fifth place where you belong, where you have always belonged. The fountain water fountains flowing. That's just the courtyard, but their vein, their dreams, their fertile the myth of the daughter, the song, the begins of third heartbeats synchronize completely. The films of the sound of the films of first with the films of the fizzle. Oh, longer speeding her own rhythm, but participating in the great symphony of existence. The moonlight streaming through your window is no longer just light, but liquid love flowing over the ground, the thing, the essence of perfect compassion, the sorrow, longer distant suns, but the eyes of the universe want to cover you with infinite tenderness, infinite care. Surrealizing the constellation of protection. The longer separate plans, but the fingers of Earth herself, the thigh of beauty and fragrance. Oh, the silk blanket is longer just fabric, but the very skin of love itself wrapping. It's embrace protecting. They've been the figure of perfect peace and longer separate thing, but the wave is full of consciousness rising and falling. The perfect film, without the never separate from their feelings becomes so slow, so deep that the breath seems to last for hours. Each inhalation brings in the essence of all life. Each exhalation releases everything. Is no longer fitted. The spaces between her breaths expand into vast eternities of silence and peace. Spaces, the very heart of the visceral source from which all breath comes, and to which all breath returns. Your thought, heaven, since dissolved into the vast of perfect awareness. There, the longer thinker. Only the vast spaciousness of mind itself, clear and bright and infinitely peaceful. The fount continues its eternal song, but now you realize that you're not just listening to or thoughter with the phone. The silence between the moonlight string, the flower, or the jasmine releasing its fragrance, the surface dancing, the earth beneath that, the side above, the hither. Also walking quietly through the corridors, the others traveler sleeping peacefully in chambers, the the camels resting in the stables, the ancient stone of hill, the silk road stretching across continents, all the merchants who have ever traveled its length, the stories that have the very fabric, the distant, the love from threads of flight and love and consciousness. Every thread connected, every other thread, an infinite web of interconnection, and in this ultimate realization, the deepest possible peace that comes from not separate from the part of the whole, the home. Your eyelids rest completely heavy with the weight of infinite contentment. There is furthermore and that arrived at the destiny that was always here for their own heart. The first passeth thought of the least, the foundeth the dreams, turn the distant, the flowers have ever bloomed, harvest, with beauty and love, and the sun, the sun, and through the courtyard, and through the very soul yourself being further and deeper than the most peaceful sleep. Your breathing becomes so gentle, so quiet, that seems to merge with the freedom of the earth herself, and out in perfect harmony with the rhythm of all life. The fountain water falls drop by drop with urgency, but with infinite patience, infinite grace. Drop the blessing, splash of gratitude, the gift of existence. You sleep now in the deepest possible peace. Your dreams merge with the dreams of all beings throughout time and space. Both are dreaming the dream of the universe itself, the dream of infinite love expresses itself in countless forms. The stars continue their eternal planet across the scope. The cosmic symphony that plays throughout eternity of music is so beautiful, so perfect, that it brings death of joy. The very candle, the moon continues its journey across the heavens to the nova light. All the sleeping travelers, all the caravanserais scattered across the vast desert of existence, which was the sanctuary, temple of fifth sleeps, the sleep of the blessed, his dreams filled with gratitude, with the privilege of serving others, of offering hospitality for souls. His rest is deep and healing and sacred. The other traveler sleeps slowly, their dreams living together. The other creating tapestry of shared consciousness of collective peace. It dreams thread in the great pattern of human experience. The tunnels rest peacefully, and the stables, they're breathing slow and deep. They dream of endless journeys across golden and of faith, appearing like miracles in the desert of the eternal rhythm of travel and rest. The silence continue to fill the fragrance and the like offerings to the darkness like prayers made manifest of flowers know their sacred purpose to bring beauty and peace. All who rue their essence, and the fountain continues its ancient scent, the water rising and falling in perfect rhythm, like the theme of the earth herself. The sound is eternal, unchanging, the heartbeat of the universe, the lullaby of existence. You float now in the deepest ocean of consciousness where all is one, where all is peace, where all is love of waves of this inner rock. You gently like baby into the arms of the divine mother. Your individual sense of self has dissolved completely into that universal self. Longer than the sun, the ghost of itself vast and deep and infinite. The fibrous passes, the water lilies floating, the fountain, and their dreams, filling the essence of fur, have never been offered by human things, and this feminism, the silence, and courtyard, and their very soul. So yourself be lulled in the deepest, most peaceful sleep. Your violets grow forever, then silk feather, the moonlight feather, turns themselves, and the night breeze gently passes through the water lilies and lulls to in deep, peaceful sleep.